Oh, wow, what a beautiful area. You might hear a little bit of traffic. I'm a little closer to the road than I normally am. But it's such a beautiful spot. There was a little opening here, so I thought I'd take a chance and get this on video for you guys. Before I get started with my first experience here, I'd like to ask you, if you have had a personal experience where your faith, or perhaps an answered prayer has helped you overcome a difficult situation in your life, your family's life, please email it to therockymountain@gmail.com. You can include your name or not. It's totally up to you. If you don't want me to use your name, I won't. I'll respect that. But I'm constantly looking for experiences that I can share on video with my subscribers and others. Really, this is just my way of helping people share faith, to strengthen the faith of others who are going through difficult times. And if you have an experience that you never know who might help. Let's be honest, we don't know who is really hurting out there. We might think we know, but we never know. So when you share your story or share your experience, you don't know who it's going to help. Maybe overcome or get through a difficult time, because there's so many people right now in financial difficulty with this COVID lockdowns and the pandemic and job losses and what have you. So anyhow, if you get a chance, please email me an experience that you've had. This first one here is an amazing experience. It's about a firefighter. Fernando Villacano says, the worst thing that could happen to a firefighter happened to me. In all the smoke and all the heat, I got lost. I couldn't find my way out of that burning hallway. After a bad decision when responding to a routine fire call, Fernando was now at the brink of death. His dream of saving lives had become his worst nightmare. Fernando's passion to fight fire started when he was just a boy. I was always intrigued, like most kids are, with the fire department, the police department. But it wasn't until a house burned down next door to me when I was about 9 years old, and I saw those guys in action from across the street. That's when I figured, boy, I'm going to be a firefighter. Fernando did become a firefighter. He also married Elizabeth, and together they started a family. I really felt the Lord put us together. I felt safe and secure. I believed that He would take care of me. My wife was very kind, and she also loved the Lord. That was the common bond that we had. We both wished to serve the Lord. Fernando also loved the challenge of being a firefighter. You just get used to helping and understanding that whatever's broken, you have to try and fix it. You almost look at things mechanically. You can't take it too personal. Life was good for the young family, but then Fernando started a hobby that drew his attention away from his family and God. I had good genetics for bodybuilding, so I got deeper and deeper into it. I wasn't thinking of getting competitive until a couple of years into it. Then I competed for 3.5 years, and I did very well as an amateur, even winning an Ironman competition. Fernando's bodybuilding became an obsession. All the different things that I'd promised my wife that I wouldn't get involved in, I became involved in, including steroid use, which was necessary at my level of competition. Elizabeth says, instead of talking about God, now he began talking about himself. Everything became about him. That's when my heart began to sink. I began to lose my husband. Fernando saw no need to change his course, and eventually his wife had had enough. She told me, and I couldn't believe it when she told me, I'm not sure I love you anymore. Elizabeth says it wasn't like I wanted to walk away or wanted a divorce or anything like that. It was just more like, it's not working anymore. Elizabeth continued to pray for her husband, but on the day Fernando's company was called to a routine office fire, everything changed. His captain sent them to knock out a wall in the burning building. Basically, because of my pride, my ego, my time on the job and experience, my bodybuilding, all of these things, I figured, well, I'm just going to go in there, and I know that my guys will be right behind me. So I went up on that floor alone, which you never do. After he knocked down the wall, Fernando heard a frightening sound. My bell began to ring on my regulator. That bell gives a firefighter an indication that there's only 2 to 3 minutes of air left, and you've got to find your way out. In all the smoke and the heat, I got lost. I couldn't find my way out. Wouldn't that be terrifying? I really felt stupid that I put myself in a situation like that, knowing better. I thought instantly about my family. I'm going to leave my wife home with our children, with no dad. I mean, the reality just hit me all at once. Then Fernando heard a voice. The voice said, "Fear not, for I am with you. I've called you by your name, you are mine. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon you, for I am the Lord your God." Wow. With his oxygen gone and blinded by the smoke, Fernando knew that his time was up. I figured I'd take my mask off and take the deepest breath of the superheated smoke that I could and burn everything as fast as I could through my lungs. I just wanted to die quickly. As I grabbed my mask, someone from behind grabbed my armpit and raised me up onto my feet. As I breathed in and opened my eyes, my head was sticking out of a fire escape window. Unbelievable. He made it down the escape and got medical attention. Then he asked his team who had pulled him out of the fire. No one had been up there with me. As a matter of fact, my captain said, "You shouldn't have been up there by yourself." The Lord spoke to me a second time that day. He said these words to me. He said, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those that fear and love him." I knew at that point that God himself had rescued me, that there had been an angel in that fire who somehow brought me to that window, or I would have been dead for sure. That's when I decided that I was going to stop running for God and rededicate my life totally to Jesus. Elizabeth said, he came home, dropped his badge on the table, and said that he was going to surrender. God gave me this job, and I'm giving it back to him. Fernando quit bodybuilding and also changed job within the fire department. Today he is the chaplain, and he and Elizabeth's marriage has never been the same. He started focusing again on the kids, and his heart began to get warm again. He became a gentle and loving, like he is today. It was like, wow, I've been given my husband back. Fernando says, I remember David saying, even if I make my bed in hell, and that's basically what I had done, I had turned my back on God. There's no doubt about that. But he never, ever forsook me. He brought me out and turned me around. That's faithfulness. God gave me another shot at life. What a wonderful story. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in our lives and to stray away from God. I know I've done it, everybody has. We become so caught up in ourselves that we forget that the person we need it the most at those times is the Lord. Well, I think that is going to be it for now. We're going to continue down the highway. Thank you very much for being with us again today. And may God continue to bless you and your family. Bye now.